Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll be showing you guys how I film my videos. So I'll be going over the equipment, the different camera settings that I use. I'll have all the links to the products down below in the description. And then I'll also be sharing some more affordable options for filming equipment because I know that it can get pretty pricey, and honestly, nowadays you really don't need to spend a ton of money on equipment in order to make YouTube videos. So yes, I just thought that I would share some more affordable options as well. So without further ado, let's get right onto the video. Before I start, I just want to preface the equipment that I'm going to show you guys is all stuff I've accumulated over time. I really enjoy making videos, so I like to invest in my equipment, but again, you really don't have to if you don't want to. So yes, I thought I'd just preface by saying that. Alright, starting off with my camera. So I use the Canon T5i, and this is a DSLR camera. Typically for YouTube, I'd say any DSLR camera would work great. The lens that I use is just the standard lens that came with the camera, so it's the Canon zoom lens, the 18x55mm one. And then I'll go into the different settings that I use for my camera later on in this video. But if you're looking for more affordable options, I would just recommend using your phone. Actually, nowadays, the video quality on phones is really good, so I do not think you have to invest in DSLR camera if you don't want to. Or, if you don't know whether you enjoy making YouTube videos and you just want to give it a try, then I would say just make videos on your phone, see how it goes, and if you want to invest in a camera later on, you can totally do that later down the road. But yeah, I have a ton of videos on my channel that were just filmed using my iPhone, and I thought that that worked really well. For the mic, I use the Rode Video Micro Compact mic. I got this off of Amazon, and then whenever I use this mic, I also have the dead cat on it. The dead cat just gets rid of any excess background noise or noise from the wind. I know that's a really weird name, honestly, it sounds a little scary, dead cat, who came up with that? But yeah, you just put it over your mic and it eliminates that background noise. Even when I'm filming videos indoors and I'm not outside in the wind, I'll still put the dead cat on my mic just so that, if I'm filming next to the window, it will eliminate any background noise, and I've just found that the audio is better quality when I have the dead cat on. And then a cheaper alternative for mics is, again, just using your phone. You can either record a video and just have that to the side recording the audio, or what I'll do is I'll open the voice memos app and I'll just place that right next to me when I'm filming and just have that running. Honestly, I actually prefer the audio on my phone, and that's what I'm using right now. Sometimes the audio from my Rode microphone can just be unreliable, and I found that the audio is just a little bit better sounding when I record with my phone. So I highly recommend that. You really don't have to invest in a external mic. All you have to do if you record with your phone is just later on when you're editing, you just sync up the video clip and the audio clip, and it's really easy to do. You can just go onto YouTube and just look up how to sync audio clips. The next piece of equipment that I use is my tripod. The tripod that I use is the Amazon Basics brand, so that's just Amazon's brand, and I believe it was around $15–16. So this tripod is pretty affordable. I think it works really well, and I honestly don't think you need to spend a ton of money on a tripod because it's just holding your camera. However, I will say I do have another tripod, and that tripod I use for my overhead shots. So for example, if I'm filming a bullet journal video and I want just a directly overhead shot, so with that 90-degree angle, I have a tripod that's able to do that. That tripod, I'll be honest, was really expensive. It was around $150, and yeah, by no means do I think that you have to pay that much for just a standard tripod. I will say though, that tripod is really great quality and I really like using it for my bullet journal videos, but if you don't need that kind of overhead shot, there's no reason to spend that much money on a tripod. And then a cheaper alternative is just having your own makeshift tripod. So whether that be stacking books or putting your camera on the windowsill or on top of a chair, you can just find everyday objects and do whatever you have to do in order to make the height about the level of your head. And then another piece of equipment I use is my ring light. My ring light is by the Newer brand, and I got that from Amazon as well. I think I got most of my equipment on Amazon, but again, I'll have links below. This ring light was an investment. I think it was around $120, but I really enjoyed using it. There are much more affordable options for ring lights. Typically, I found that the more affordable options are smaller, so it really depends on what you're looking for and how much you want to spend. I wanted a tall ring light that could illuminate most of the room, so I went with this one and I've been really happy with it. And then a cheaper alternative, or like free alternative, is to just use natural sunlight. So I'll just set up my camera and have myself facing the window so that the natural daylight can come in. As long as you film during the daytime and the sun is out, I think natural lighting works perfectly well. For my setup, I will use both natural lighting and the ring light, just because I found that the ring light just helps even out the lighting or just add some extra brightness. Whatever you do, just make sure that your face is to the window and that the window is not behind you, because if the window is behind you, then the camera is going to have a really tough time picking up on you, and it'll just make you look really dark. For example, when you're taking a photo, you don't want to have the sun behind you because then you're just going to look really dark in the photo. You want the sun to be in front of you. So same goes for videos. Just make sure that the window's in front of you so that it can illuminate the light onto you. Alright, now going into camera settings. So as I said, I use the Canon T5i, and the first thing that I'll do is set the movie recording size. I will set it to 1920 and then 24 frames per second. The frame rate, so that 24 frames per second, that is what sets the playback quality. So the more frames per second, the more crisp and clear your image will be. After that, I'll go ahead and set the shutter speed. Typically, the rule of thumb is you want to have your shutter speed double what your frame rate is. So my frame rate is 24 frames per second. I'll round that up to 30, and then I will just double that, so my shutter speed is 60. After that, then I go ahead and set my aperture. Aperture is what controls whether your background is blurry or more clear. So for example, I'm sure you've seen in different photos or videos where the subject will be really clear and then the background will be blurry, and it gives that really nice effect. That is what the aperture will control. So the lower your aperture, the more blurry your background will be, and I like the look of that, so I'll set my aperture pretty low. I usually have it around 5. And then the last thing I do is set the ISO. I just have my ISO on auto, so it'll just automatically adjust it depending on the lighting or the other settings. Alright, now I'm going to be going into my filming setup. So the first thing I'll go into is my filming background. So as you can see, I use pretty much the same filming background for all my videos. I have my Polaroid wall, which is just a ton of Polaroid pictures I've taken myself and put up on the wall. And then I also have this tapestry right here. I got that from Urban Outfitters. You can use whatever you want for your background. I would just say my tip is to make sure that it's a clean background and that it's not super messy, because you know, you want your audience to be able to focus on whatever you're trying to portray in your video. So just make sure you have a clean background. And then in terms of setting up my equipment, so I'll have my tripod and then my camera on top of my tripod, and then I'll also have the external mic on top of the camera. I'll have my phone on my desk just right to the side of me, so it's recording another piece of audio in case I don't like the audio recorded with my external mic. And then as I said earlier, I'll be facing the window and I'll have the ring light behind the camera. If I'm doing a makeup tutorial, or for example in last week's video where I showed you guys how I edit my videos and I was doing that on my laptop, if I need a desk of some sort, I'll just use this cabinet as a makeshift desk and I'll just pull it up here in front of me and I'll use that. And then the last thing for setup is I'll just have some sort of bullet point list with the different ideas of topics I want to cover in my video. This will just help make sure that I stay on track and that I don't go off on 1,000 different tangents, because I love talking, and if I don't have some sort of thing to keep me on track, I will just talk on and on and on. So yes, I've just found that it's helpful to write my ideas out beforehand so that I make sure I don't forget anything. I don't make it like a script or anything because I like to just naturally talk to the camera and have that natural flow and rhythm. Alright, and the last thing I want to share with you guys is just some general tips. The first tip is to add some B-roll. I think B-roll is a really great element you can add to your videos. It just gives that like extra pizzazz factor that makes it a lot more enjoyable to watch. One of my favorite YouTubers, Shelby Church, I love her videos because she always adds really great quality B-roll, and it just makes the video a lot more appealing and well put together. My second tip, or like piece of advice, is to not give up if you get frustrated. Trust me, when I first started out making videos, it took time to get used to the different camera settings, or figuring out like what background I wanted, or just figuring out what kind of style of videos I want to make. So if you're in the same boat and you feel frustrated, my advice is don't give up, just stick through it, and over time you'll find what works for you. I definitely know it takes time. It is a learning curve to figure out how to make the videos, but once you figure it out and you get in the flow of it, it's really fun. So yes, my advice is to not give up, just keep on going, and I assure you, you'll figure it out soon. And then my last piece of advice is to just have fun with it. Make videos that you enjoy making, that you enjoy watching. People come to your channel because you bring something special, whether that's your personality or the reviews you give on certain products, people come to your channel to watch you. And also, if you really want to make a video but you're not sure if the topic will be interesting or not, I can assure you that there will be someone out there that loves your video, because there are billions of people in this world. I'm sure there's some person out there who has the same interests as you. So yeah, that's about it for today's video. I really hope this helped you guys out, and again, I hope that the more affordable options for the equipment gave you guys some ideas. If you want to see how I edit my videos, I made a whole video about that last week, so I'll have it linked down below, or you can just go to my channel. I'm planning on making a playlist of YouTube how-to kind of videos, so yes, definitely feel free to leave any video ideas in the comments below. I'm thinking sometime in the future I'll make a how-to thumbnails video, so where I show you guys how I make my thumbnails. So yes, subscribe so you don't miss out on that, and feel free to give this video a thumbs up. It really helps me out. And until next time, I hope you guys are staying happy and healthy, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!